Something is up with Nutter Butter, the peanut butter cookie that I've personally never had. I have not even seen anyone else eat these things and I have no clue how they're still on store shelves, but maybe I am just not cookie cultured. If you have ever been to a grocery store, you should be aware of this classic Nabisco snack. If you aren't, it's two peanut-shaped crackers with a peanut butter filling. Nutter Butter has been around since the late 60s, and since then it's been filling the stomachs of children whose parents won't buy them better lunchbox cookie snacks like Oreos. There really shouldn't even be a story here, but there is. Let's investigate how TikTok turned Nutter Butter into a cursed product. There doesn't seem to be any significant advertising campaigns for the snack, but in 1969 Nabisco aired animated TV commercials for Nutter Butter. Your boomer parents might fondly remember watching these ads, since they were colorful and positive. These commercials appear to be targeting the hippies of the 1960s counterculture movement, and more importantly, the children of parents who were part of that movement. That's at least the vibe I'm getting.
Here's the Nutter Butter peanut butter sandwich cookie riddle.
Targeted advertisements aren't anything surprising or groundbreaking for the time. Since the beginning of TV advertising, snack companies aggressively lean into whatever children enjoy. Nowadays companies have to come up with new ways to advertise, since cable cutting and streaming services were on the rise. With the accessibility and popularity of internet services, like YouTube for example, businesses made a bigger push to get their products seen online. I won't get too deep into the history of TikTok, but I need to mention that it's primarily used by people ages 10 to 18, or Generation Alpha. Every generation has different opinions.
You said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
Yeah.
Humor.
I got my eye on you, hon. Got my eye on you. How you doing? I got my eye on her.
And language.
Last night we let the Rizzler talk. Even Livy Dunn was getting rizzed up by baby Gronk.
For Generation Alpha, all of those attributes have been molded by their very online lifestyle. The generation before them had the internet as children, but it wasn't in their pockets during adolescence. YouTube's promotion of long-form content made TikTok the perfect platform for shorter videos that hold on to the very short attention span of today's youth.
Normally I can keep my frustration.
Most businesses would advertise on TikTok as normal. In between videos you might come across a 30-second video that is clearly attempting to convince you to purchase something, like Blue Chew or guns that shoot bubbles, and you can just scroll right past those advertisements like you're changing the channel on a TV. Advertising costs money and businesses want the highest return on investment, so how do companies like Nabisco get their products seen while advertisements are being skipped? Business official accounts aren't generally used to do advertising. On Twitter and Facebook, these accounts are mostly used for customer service. A consumer has an issue with a product and that consumer reaches out to the company via social network. This makes companies seem more like they're for the people since they're obligated to communicate in a public setting. On TikTok, outside of advertising campaigns that force themselves into your For You page, business accounts will make their own posts, with the intention of infiltrating your feed of algorithm-driven videos, but without having to pay for each view. Scrub Daddy has done this well. Similar to the infamous Wendy's Twitter, the Scrub Daddy TikTok account uses an almost aggressive style of humor to promote their product.
That comes pre-moistened in the package, by the way, so when you open it up, it's gonna be soft and squishy. But if you let it hang out in the open air for a while, it's not gonna be squishy anymore. It's gonna get pretty rock solid. I'm not gonna.
Countless small brick-and-mortar businesses will ride on the back of memes and trends to make sales. Nutter Butter has taken the same approach, but with a strange and nearly sinister twist, by introducing Nutter Butter lore via a deep-fried format. If you've never heard of deep-fried memes, I'll attempt to explain this as quickly and clearly as possible. Deep-fried memes are built on the premise that when people save and upload the same image over and over again, due to image compression built into social networks, the quality of the image will eventually diminish. Deep-fried memes are memes that have deliberately reduced quality, and memes with varied quality are mashed together, creating a very cursed appearance.
Okay, here it comes.
Additionally, the deep-fried memes will include deep-fried subtitles that cause violence to your intelligence. The Nutter Butter TikTok account has borrowed this style of content, but applied it to the short video format. Originally, the Nutter Butter account was nothing special. Its content mostly consisted of sexual nut references, people doing wacky stuff while wearing a Nutter Butter costume, cookies sitting next to a pool at a resort, and faces placed on top of cookies in the style of Annoying Orange or the Thumb movies. This would change in the beginning of 2023, with this video. Since that upload, slowly, the Nutter Butter content on TikTok has become what I would describe as nightmare fuel. Faces drawn on Nutter Butters turned into quick, grainy, overexposed footage of anthropomorphic cookies in disturbing peanut butter-covered environments that violate the senses of those who come across these videos.
Hey, it's me. Lord.
Nutter Butter cookies are accompanied with foods that really shouldn't be anywhere near each other. These cookies are also portrayed as religious symbols, fairy tale creatures, restaurant patrons, and partygoers. Let's go back in time and talk about the previously mentioned Nutter Butter ads from the late 60s. We were introduced to Nutter Butter Man, who was styled like a circus ringmaster but with a Nutter Butter cookie torso. His main activity was asking children riddles, and if they got the answer they were rewarded with a Nutter Butter peanut butter sandwich cookie.
Peanut butter sandwich cookie.
Aw, you knew.
Here, Nutter Butter Man. Have another Nutter Butter peanut butter sandwich cookie.
We're both from Nabisco.
There seems to be a lack of documentation about the Nutter Butter Man, but he was chosen as Traumatizer of the Day by the owner of the Kindertrauma.com blog. Comments on the post do not paint the Nutter Butter Man in a positive light. Nutter Butter Man seems to be less of a man and more of a cryptid, on account of the lack of available videos featuring him. Most likely he had a lot of screen time but the animations were lost to time. This gives Mondelez International, the company that bought out Nabisco, the opportunity to rebrand him. I personally reached out to Mondelez International to ask if, after 1969, any other advertisements were made featuring the Nutter Butter Man. I've yet to receive a response. The Nutter Butter Man makes his first TikTok appearance on June 9, 2023. An image of him from the vintage advertisement sits behind text that says you have been visited by the Nutter Butter Man. His intentions are unclear. August 22 flashes briefly during the video. Nothing seemed to happen on 8/22, but the next video on 8/23 the Nutter Butter Man makes another appearance. Set in a field, the peanut butter creature is running at the camera, and the person recording the video banishes him with some kind of wand with a Nutter Butter cookie tip. Commenters seem mostly confused, others either want him to come back or remain banished. For one comment, official Nutter Butter seems to imply that he's unable to be banished, and that he's everywhere. The next video shows a man with his face blurred brandishing the same wand, and he waves it similarly to those old Disney advertisements, except in the shape of a peanut. A human-sized Nutter Butter cookie manifests, and the man steps inside of it. The description on the video simply says he's home. After the Nutter Butter Man posts, there have been a few posts featuring a newly recurring character that goes by Aiden. He makes appearances as a male Barbie-style doll with its head replaced with a Nutter Butter cookie. One video plays out like a point-and-click horror game where Aiden is missing. A Google search leading to a year-old LinkedIn post reveals that Aiden is a real person, who simply commented his name on the Nutter Butter Instagram for a year straight. The account recognized his dedication and inserted him into the Nutter Butterverse. During my research on Aiden, I ended up doing a double take on the He's Home video. His suspiciously blurred-out face resembles Aiden's face from his Instagram profile picture. According to the LinkedIn post, Mondelez International partnered with Dentsu Creative, which is the company that employs Aiden. It seems to me that the Aiden story has come full circle, he comments. Nutter Butter notices, contracts work from his employer, and he gets cameos in the Nutter Butter videos. With all this information we could make an assumption that Aiden was the one responsible for banishing the Nutter Butter Man. We could also get really deep and say that Aiden banishing the Nutter Butter Man is Mondelez International's way of officially killing off the old mascot. It's almost a sign of the times. Silly kid-friendly characters aren't enough to grab the attention of today's children. Accounts that produce absurdist short-form videos gather cult-like audiences. Cult-like viewers are perfect for promoting a product. Like actual cults with dramatic endings, the loyalty will be there even after the brand falls off. These wacky brain-rotted videos will be permanently burned into the brains of viewers. To the surprise of nobody, Nutter Butter isn't the only brand involved in this marketing tactic. Appropriate for the name of their fast food chain, Kentucky Fried Chicken is deep-frying some of their own content. The main KFC TikTok account is pretty standard for the app, but its accounts in intended countries besides the United States are very outside the norm. Hold on. Fuck. Before I go down any more rabbit holes, I think I'll end the video here.